Y'all, I just spent an hour with an employment tribunal judge talking all about litigants in person, and I asked him, what do you wish litigants in person knew to give themselves a better chance of representing themselves well at tribunal? He had a ton of really great answers, and I'm going to focus on one for this first video. So this one sounds simple, but it makes such a big difference. He talked about using emotive language in your documents and what that actually means for him or for any judge who's reviewing your case. So when I say emotive language, I mean using phrases like, my employer lied, I was mistreated, this was terrible, this was a conspiracy. Stuff that you are feeling, quite rightly feeling, and that you are trying to get across. But I'd never really thought about what that means on the other side. So when a judge is reading that, you're actually kind of giving them an extra job to do when you use that kind of emotive language. Because whether or not you're trying to do it, you're essentially, trying to get them to feel the same way that you feel. And a judge can't do that. They need to be impartial. And so on top of the job of them understanding, what are the legal issues at hand here? How do I evaluate this? You've also accidentally given them another job of trying to ignore this language and trying not to think differently about your case because that language is there. And, sometimes it can come across as hyperbolic, as, extreme. You might accidentally do yourself a disservice by using some of that language. So my first number one tip, coming straight from an employment judge, is go back through your documents, your ET1 particulars of claim, later on all those emails going back and forth to the tribunal and the respondent, your schedule of loss, your list of issues, all of those, and look for some of those emotive words and find a replacement. So is it mistreatment, or were you treated less favorably or unfavorably, for example? Did they lie, or did you disagree about that? Now, it doesn't mean that it's not true that they lied, but this is about presentation and doing the best that you can to get your case resolved to your favor and not your employer's favor. So I thought that was a wonderful tip. I'm certainly going to think more about how we can help people automatically even kind of shift that language to make it less emotive on that end. But your emotions are still valid. This is just a translation exercise. And that's a great tip that I can pass along, and I can't wait to tell you about the rest.